Kevin Johnson had decided Sunday would be his last performance in Golden Gate Park. 9 months of doing voice impressions for empty benches and indifferent tourists, he was done. Monday, he'd start applying for office jobs in Ohio, except that voice acting was a dead-end dream. He'd set up his usual spot near the bandshell with his portable speaker and tip jar. 6 people stopped to watch. 6 people was actually good for Kevin. He started his set, cycling through his best impressions. Halfway through his Robin Williams voice, someone in the small crowd interrupted, "Not bad, but you're rushing the delivery." Kevin looked up. Robin Williams was standing there, smiling. What happened in the next hour changed everything. It was November 1997, and Kevin Johnson was 26 years old. He'd moved to San Francisco from Columbus, Ohio 10 months earlier with a dream of becoming a voice actor. He'd studied at a voice acting conservatory in Los Angeles for 2 years, worked with dialect coaches, studied phonetics, learned the technical side of mimicry and character voices. Kevin could do 87 different impressions. 87 distinct voices, each one technically accurate, each one perfected through hundreds of hours of practice. He could sound like Robin Williams, Jack Nicholson, Morgan Freeman, Christopher Walken, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, Darth Vader, the list went on. But nobody wanted to hire him. Voice acting agents told him the market was saturated. Animation studios had their stable of regular performers and didn't take risks on unknowns. Commercial casting directors said he was too skilled. They needed authentic voices, not impressions. Video game companies wanted original character voices, not mimicry. Kevin had auditioned for everything. Cartoons, commercials, video games, audiobooks, theme park shows. He'd sent demo reels to every agency in California. The responses were always the same. Very talented, but not what we're looking for right now. By month 3 in San Francisco, Kevin's savings were gone. He got a job as a night janitor at an office building, midnight to 7 a.m., minimum wage. It was the only work he could find that left his days free for auditions. But the auditions dried up. Casting directors stopped returning his calls. His demo reel sat unheard in agency trash bins. In month 5, Kevin started performing in Golden Gate Park. Every Saturday and Sunday, he'd set up near the music concourse bandshell with a portable speaker and a tip jar. He'd do impressions, perform character dialogues, entertain whoever would stop to watch. On a good weekend, maybe 20 people would stop. Most weekends, he performed for joggers who didn't break stride, tourists who walked past without looking, and pigeons who didn't tip. Kevin made maybe $30 on a good weekend. Some weeks, he made $5. The money barely covered his bus fare to and from the park. But he kept performing. Because if he stopped, what was the point? He'd invested 2 years of conservatory tuition, moved across the country, sacrificed a normal career path, all for voice acting. If he gave up performing, even unpaid performances in a park, then all of that was wasted. Other street performers, musicians, jugglers, dancers, made real money. Kevin watched a guitar player make $200 in an afternoon. A juggler pulled in $150. Kevin, with his years of training and 87 perfect impressions, made less than $30. The problem was simple. Voice acting wasn't visual. People walking through a park wanted to see something: fire juggling, break dancing, a guy painted like a statue. Voices, no matter how accurate, weren't enough to stop crowds. Kevin tried different approaches. He created character dialogues. Imaginary conversations between movie characters. He did scenes from films, playing all the parts. He took requests, doing whatever voice people wanted to hear. Nothing worked. The crowd stayed small. The tips stayed smaller. By November, Kevin was exhausted. Working midnight to 7 a.m., performing in the park on weekends, auditioning when he could get appointments, he was barely sleeping, barely eating, barely surviving. His parents called from Ohio every week. "Come home," his mother would say. "You tried, you gave it your best. There's no shame in accepting it didn't work out. Come home, get a normal job, have a normal life." Kevin knew she was right. He'd given it 10 months. He'd done everything he could. The voice acting industry had made it clear, there was no space for him. On the Friday before his last weekend in the park, Kevin called his parents. I'm coming home, give me 2 weeks to pack and drive back, I'm done. His mother cried with relief. His father offered to help with gas money for the drive. Kevin felt both devastated and liberated. The dream was over, but at least the struggling would end. That Sunday, Kevin drove to Golden Gate Park one final time. He set up his usual spot near the bandshell. He'd perform one last time, make whatever tips he could make, then pack up and never perform again. It was a cold, gray afternoon. Not many people in the park. Kevin set up his speaker and tip jar and started his set. Within a few minutes, 6 people had stopped to watch. 6 was actually a good crowd for Kevin. He felt grateful that his final performance wouldn't be completely empty. Kevin started with his standard opening, a rapid-fire sequence of 10 different voices introducing themselves. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mickey Mouse, Morgan Freeman, Jack Nicholson, and 6 others, all speaking in quick succession. The small crowd smiled. Someone clapped. Kevin felt a wave of sadness. This was what he was giving up, these small moments of connection, these brief instances when his skill mattered to someone. He continued through his set. Christopher Walken ordering a pizza. Darth Vader at a job interview. Morgan Freeman narrating a trip to the grocery store. Then Kevin moved into his Robin Williams impression. It was one of his best. He'd studied Robin's voice for years, the manic energy, the rapid shifts in tone, the way Robin could go from whisper to shout in one sentence. Kevin was halfway through a Robin Williams bit, the genie from Aladdin talking to modern-day tourists, when someone in the crowd interrupted. Not bad, but you're rushing the delivery. Robin takes more time between the joke and the laugh. You're stepping on your own punchlines. Kevin stopped mid-sentence. He looked at the person who'd spoken. Robin Williams was standing there, wearing jeans and a jacket, hands in his pockets, smiling. Kevin's brain stopped functioning. Robin Williams. The actual Robin Williams. Standing in his tiny audience, critiquing Kevin's impression of him. I'm sorry, I didn't. Kevin couldn't form sentences. Don't apologize, Robin said. The impression is good, really good. The voice is spot on. I'm just giving you notes on the delivery. The other 5 people in the audience had realized who was standing among them. They'd gone silent, watching. Can I show you? Robin asked. Kevin nodded, unable to speak. Robin stepped forward, into the performance space. Do the genie bit again, I'll do it with you. You do the voice, I'll do the timing. Let's see what happens. For the next 10 minutes, Kevin and Robin Williams performed together in Golden Gate Park. Kevin would do an impression, Robin would add timing and physicality, they'd build on each other's bits. The crowd grew. Within 15 minutes, 50 people had gathered. Word spread quickly, Robin Williams was performing in the park. Kevin forgot this was supposed to be his last performance. He forgot about Ohio, about giving up, about failure. He was performing with Robin Williams, and it was the most surreal, thrilling experience of his life. They did impressions together. They created impromptu scenes. Robin would start a bit, Kevin would jump in with a different character voice, they'd build entire stories on the spot. The crowd was laughing, applauding, filming on cameras. By the time they finished, maybe 200 people had gathered. Robin put his arm around Kevin's shoulders. What's your name? Kevin. Kevin Johnson. Kevin, you're incredibly talented, why are you performing in a park? Kevin laughed bitterly, because nobody will hire me. I've tried everything. Voice acting agents, animation studios, casting directors, they all say I'm too niche, or the market's saturated, or they're not looking for impressionists. This park is the only place I can actually perform. Robin nodded. The industry is stupid sometimes. They can't see talent when it's right in front of them. But I see it. Do you have representation? No. No agent will take me. That changes today. Robin pulled out his phone. I'm calling someone right now. Her name is Diana. She's an agent, represents voice actors, does commercial work, animation, everything. She's good, and she owes me a favor. You're meeting her tomorrow. Kevin stared. You don't have to do this. I'm not doing it for charity. I'm doing it because you're talented, and talent deserves to be seen. Also, your Robin Williams impression is making me sound like I have a cold, so you clearly need professional guidance. Kevin laughed. Robin made the call right there, in the park, while the crowd was still gathered. "Diana? It's Robin. I found someone you need to represent." "No, I'm serious. He's doing impressions in Golden Gate Park, and he's better than half the voice actors working right now. Can you meet him tomorrow?" "Great, I'm giving him your number." Robin handed Kevin his phone. Kevin spoke with Diana for 2 minutes, set up a meeting for Monday afternoon. When Kevin hung up and handed the phone back, Robin said, "Now, about your tip jar, how much do you usually make?" "On a good day, maybe $30. Robin pulled out his wallet, took out several bills, and put them in Kevin's jar. "Today's not a good day. Today's a great day. That should cover your expenses while you sort out the representation thing." Kevin looked in the jar. Robin had put in $500. "I can't take this," Kevin said. "You can and you will. Consider it an investment. When you're successful, you'll do the same for someone else. That's how it works." Before Robin left, he said one more thing. "Kevin, you were about to quit, weren't you? This was your last performance." Kevin nodded, shocked that Robin knew. "I could tell. There was something final about the way you were performing. Like you were saying goodbye." Robin put his hand on Kevin's shoulder. "I'm glad I showed up today. Because you're too talented to quit. The industry failed you, Kevin. You didn't fail, remember that?" Kevin met with Diana on Monday. She watched his demo reel, heard him do impressions live, and signed him immediately. Robin was right, and Diana said, "You're incredibly talented. The problem is you've been marketing yourself wrong. You've been trying to get hired as a voice actor. What you actually are is a voice performer. There's a difference." Within 2 weeks, Diana had booked Kevin for his first professional job, a commercial campaign that needed celebrity impressions but couldn't afford actual celebrities. Kevin did 5 different voices for one campaign, made $15,000. The commercial ran nationally. Other agencies saw it. More offers came. 3 months later, Kevin was hired as a regular performer on a late-night comedy show, doing impressions and sketches. He became known for his Robin Williams voice, which he'd perfected even further with Robin's personal coaching notes. But Kevin never forgot that Sunday in November 1997. "I was done," Kevin said in an interview years later. "I'd performed my last set, made my peace with failure, accepted I was moving home. Then Robin Williams appeared in my audience of 6 people and changed everything." Kevin continued. "He didn't just give me an agent contact. He performed with me. He gave me notes on my impression of him. He treated my park performance like it was a professional showcase. He saw value in what I was doing when the entire industry had told me it was worthless." In 2001, Kevin recorded an audiobook, a collection of comedy sketches featuring impressions of dozens of celebrities. One track featured his Robin Williams voice performing material. Robin had helped him develop in Golden Gate Park. Kevin sent Robin a copy with a note. "Thank you for not walking past. Thank you for stopping. Thank you for performing with me when I'd given up on performing. This audiobook exists because you saw something worth seeing." Robin responded with a handwritten note. "Kevin, you did the hard part. You showed up every weekend for 9 months, performing for empty benches and Pigeons, because you believed in your craft. That's not something I gave you, that's something you already had. I just made sure the right people noticed. Keep performing, the world needs your voices." When Robin Williams died in 2014, Kevin was a successful voice actor with regular work in animation, commercials, and video games. He'd built the career he'd almost given up on. Kevin recorded a tribute. A 5-minute piece using only his Robin Williams impression, performing material that honored Robin's comedy, his kindness, his belief in unknown performers. Robin Williams stopped in Golden Gate Park on a cold November afternoon, Kevin said at a memorial event. "He could have walked past like everyone else. He could have enjoyed my impressions silently and moved on. Instead, he performed with me. He corrected my timing. He called his agent. He gave me notes on my impression of him. And he reminded me that talent doesn't need institutional validation, it just needs someone willing to see it." Kevin still performs in Golden Gate Park occasionally, now as an established professional doing free shows for the community. When he does, he always includes his Robin Williams impression, and he always tells the story of November 1997. 6 people, Kevin tells the crowd. That's how many people were watching when Robin showed up. 6 people and a lot of pigeons. Robin taught me that the size of your audience doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep performing, keep believing in your craft, keep showing up even when nobody else does. Because you never know when the right person is going to stop and listen. Kevin Johnson performed for 9 months in Golden Gate Park, making barely enough for bus fare, considering quitting, accepting failure. Then Robin Williams stopped to listen, performed alongside him, and launched the career everyone else had told Kevin was impossible. A voice impressionist performed for Pigeons and Empty Benches. Robin Williams interrupted mid-impression to give him notes. And what started as Kevin's final performance became the beginning of everything he'd been working toward. That's not just discovery. That's recognizing talent the industry overlooked. That's using your platform to correct a system that was failing someone gifted. That's performing with someone in a park when you could have just walked past. Robin Williams saw 87 voices nobody wanted. He stopped, listened, performed, and made sure the right people heard what he'd heard. Kevin wasn't failing. The system was. Robin proved it. And he gave Kevin the chance to prove it to everyone else.